today I'm going to start my no-dig potato trial for 2018. My experiment is to see what's the best thing that we've got on site that we can use to cover over some no-dig potatoes. So this year I'm going to cover up different sections with different coverings. So I'm going to be using the bedding from the chicken shed that has had about 6 months of sitting outside with the rain washing through it. It's still not decomposed yet by a long shot, but hopefully the worst of the burn from the chicken poop has gone. So that will be on one section. Another section will have partially decomposted wood chippings that have been they've been out for about between a year and 18 months, so they're looking pretty good. The next section will have leaf mould on it. Now that leaf mould is 18 months old, still not a fine crumbly yet, but it's getting there. And then the last section will have homemade compost from our compost bins. Hopefully it'll be really interesting to see how the different coverings have an impact on the plants growing. And maybe it will have none, maybe it will have something significant. Time will tell. And so today I headed out to the garden to have a look at the first early results of my potato trial. When I planted these, now I've put 3 seed potatoes in each section, and the plan is to lift one plant from each section today, another one in 2 weeks time, and another in 2 weeks after that, which should show how they are progressing over that period of time. And we can have a look not only at their yield but have a taste of them as well, and see if there's any difference in taste. Now I'd taken a fork with me so that I could dig if I needed to, but actually I didn't. All the potatoes were above the field level, and they were still sitting in the initial compost that I put on the ground to hold the seed potatoes upright, and all the potatoes I've gathered were growing in the covering. So it seems to me that there's a very real chance that covering is going to make a difference. And as you can see, I did quite a good check to make sure there were no potatoes left in the coverings, and I'm pretty sure I've got them all out. In each of the sections there were some nice sized potatoes, 3 to 4 inches long and a couple of inches across, and then also smaller salad potatoes. I really like how simple it was to access the potatoes. There was no digging, there was no moving around heavy coverings. It was actually really simple to do. That because it's very dry at the moment, the plants came out very easily. When I'd lifted the potatoes, I put them into bags and labelled them to keep them separate from each other. So that I could weigh them and accurately record their weights without getting them all muddled up. So it seems to me the best way to see if there's any real difference is in a taste test. So I have cooked the potatoes. I've just boiled them and popped. There was a little bit of salt in the water and there's a bit of butter, but they're all in the same bowl, so they've all had exactly the same treatment. And what I did do, so I could tell which potato was which, was put cocktail sticks in them of different lengths in different places. And very neatly, as with all good experiments, the cocktail sticks came out while they were cooking. So we have no idea which is which, so we're just going to try them all, see if they all taste exactly the same. If there is a different taste, well, we can't even hazard a guess, but we will know that it then affects their taste. So, do you want to come and join me for a taste test?
Oh, I can join you for a taste test. So, quite firm, quite hot, is it?
Could probably done with being cooked a bit more, but actually that's very...
Quite earthy. It's quite an earthy potato.
Yeah, it's quite nice though, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll try this one next, shall we?
Yeah.
That one's a little flourier.
It is, and that's odd because they're all the same. They're all the same make, but I also think that one's got slightly less depth to its taste. That's got a better taste.
Yeah, that tastes more like the first one. But it's got slightly more of the flouriness of the second one.
Yeah.
So far it would suggest that different coverings do affect the flavour, which is interesting. That one could have been the first one again.
Actually, I think that's quite nutty. So there you go for our entirely highly unscientific experiment. It's just our personal opinion, but I think possibly that the coverings do make a difference to the flavour.
And what we'll have to do now is actually cook each of them in separate pans so that we can actually tell which one is which.
Yep. Well, maybe we'll do that for the next lot, because in 2 weeks' time I'll dig up the next plants and we'll again weigh and see how much harvest we get from each plant under the different coverings.
And I suspect that in the meantime Liz will have me go out and get 4 saucepans of exactly the same make and size so she can do 4 pots at the same time.
Absolutely, and I don't think we've got full burners that work on our cooker. So
I'm not buying a new cooker. That's just cheeky, that. They got 4 rings next door and borrow theirs.
Yes, that would do. So that's it for me today. Wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again next time.
Bye.
I've got to say, I'm actually shocked at the difference in yield from these different coverings. Bearing in mind they've all been treated in exactly the same way, and yet the homemade compost gave us almost 3 times the amount that the wood chips did.